Peaceful army. Peaceful army.
Welcome to the podcast of the Peaceful Army.
What? Really?
And I'm not sorry.
What does it mean?
Oh my god!
Greta's gonna wreck my shit.
Yes, I'm obsessed with Greta Van Fleet, and what do you care?
I think I'll make this my entire identity.
That was not very peaceful army of you. If you don't like it, you can fuck off! Welcome to the podcast of Daniel Wagner. I'm your co-host, Zoey.
I like the girls that do drugs.
Girls with cigarettes in the back.
Feel like love. And I'm your co-host, Danny Lane aficionado, Lindsay.
I'm your Danny Cheat Lane host, Zoey.
Oh, I'm full Danny Lane. How do you do?
Well, I'll get there eventually. I don't want the Danny Lane girlies to think just cause, you know. I'm working on it, guys. I'm strengthening my Danny Lane.
See how long his you're working that muscle. I think you definitely did not anticipate his curls. If you're just listening, I'm holding up the doll that Zoey made of Danny.
Oh yeah, his hair is very long.
So long. But I think you had them shorter, but I washed him because we took him to St. Louis and he was disgusting.
Yeah, the curls will stretch.
Yeah. But now
do
he's
you hear that nice little background noise we got at my house?
You got a regular party going on.
I know, as soon as it hits above 70 degrees, it's just like
I mean, that was me yesterday. Sorry guys, my voice is real low and sultry because I've been partying the way that our Lord and Savior Daniel would want.
I know. Should we delve into, I mean, it's been like what, 3 weeks now?
It's been a hot minute. And I feel bad, but I also think I needed the time to process Pittsburgh. Yeah. It was so good.
I'm processing two. I'm processing Charleston and Pittsburgh.
I haven't even, I'm so bad. I need to post my photos from both St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I just take a long time. And it's been a rough end of the year, so I don't blame myself, but I feel like nobody's waiting, but everybody will be like, oh yeah, that happened a while ago when I do post it, you know?
Yeah. I was trying to be more on top because I do the same thing usually, where I just wait to post, and I'm like, maybe I'll do it sooner this time. And plus I had a lot of like flying and traveling with mine, so I actually had like nothing to do but sit and edit my pictures before I posted them. So that also kind of helped in a way, but we had a lot of pictures and met a lot of people, and more so in Pittsburgh than St. Louis. But
dude, the vibe in Pittsburgh was so high. Anybody who was there knows, like, it was, and I don't say that to be like exclusive, but like I knew it was gonna be because we knew so many people going there. But then it's just like really special when every single person around you is on that vibe. It's really good.
Yeah. Except the people next to us.
Are we going to talk about that? Because the guys in front of us too. Like, what the fuck? I was just thinking about that today.
Just the concert etiquette is crazy.
It's crazy. And like, it wasn't bothering me the way that it probably should have. But at the same time, I was like, why are you here? If you're not going. So the people next to us, couple, just so blasted. And like, you know, there were people blasted in the pit too.
But not even like they arrived there a little drunk. Like they were in the middle of songs, not even like end of songs, middle of songs, trying to walk past us to get more drinks. And they were going one at a time, taking turns getting drinks. So it'd be like one walks out and then he comes back in and then the next one needs to go. And then it was just like, we're trying to enjoy the concert, and every 5 seconds we have to like be like this and let them walk past us, which, like, yes, we have an aisle seat. Of course, like, we're going to make room for people, but we're trying to enjoy this song, and you're getting your 5th beer of the night, and it was just kind of like, wait till the song's over, you know?
And they were just not aware enough to even recognize that that was like a nicety, nor were they aware enough to recognize their singing, specifically the guy, Oh my God. He kept wailing and wailing all night long, like copying Josh's like singing. And I understand. I'm not going to tell anybody, me most of all, I'm always singing at a concert. There are moments though that you shouldn't, right? It's like you can do so much, and then you need to make sure that it's not about you. It's about the musicians on stage. And I had to literally like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, can it just be like a little quieter? Just like a little quieter." Because people around us were like looking at me. I was like, okay, if I in my idled state can recognize that this is not going over well with everybody around us, like I'm gonna be that person and be
Well,
like,
I think
"Hey."
he was just at the point because that was towards B stage where they were both just getting a little
was doing it the whole
belligerent,
time,
which like enjoy yourself, of course, at a show, but if it's hindering the experience of everyone around you,
Exactly.
maybe reflect a little bit. Yeah, and
And
then
I
there were the guys in front of us who were just on Twitter the
Assholes.
entire concert.
Well, and
I
they
was
were
like,
their experience was, because here I am being hyper vigilant of everybody's emotional state around me, right? I guess that's real spicy. But he was singing like directly into their like you know headspace, right? So they kept looking at each other, but they weren't going to turn around and say shit. I'm like, if it's bothering you, if it's like taking away from your experience, you need to like step up and say something. They didn't. So then they were throwing fits. And I thought of it today because that clip that you put on TikTok of Jake throwing his head back and doing the
yeah.
right after that, they were like, I can't believe that's the finale. This is bullshit. This is blah, 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 blah. And their girlfriends were so pissed at them that they left. Their girlfriends left without them.
Was that their girlfriends or were they friends?
I think that they were together as a group, because when they were
Okay.
leaving, they started asking the girls next to them. They were like, "Did they leave without us? Did they leave without us?" It was weird. I think they were also drunk, honestly, but
Yeah,
once
we
they
had
were,
an
once they were all gone, it was good.
The like middle section next to us was a little odd, but everybody on the aisle was so nice. Somebody, I think it was 2 rows in front of us, had the same Luna Moth
Yeah.
style jacket as me. And some of the people who like were around us messaged us and they were like, "We saw you." And I was like, "Oh, hi." But my favorite person at that concert was the older lady across from us who was taking full-on flash videos.
Oh
for the
my
entire
God.
concert.
Everybody was looking at her too. I'm like,
Yeah, we were
how do
like-
people, and it's not just young people that don't have concert etiquette. Hi, welcome to the podcast of concert fucking etiquette. Like full videos, not just flash photography. Like this is a rock show. There's explosions, there's lights. I get it. She was like in a down song, lights low, full flash for like
Yeah.
a full minute. I'm like, ma'am.
I know, and it was shining right on me, and I kept being like,
Yep.
"Hello, good evening."
You're on view for everyone to see.
Everyone is watching. But yeah, that was a really interesting and fun show, and we had to see a lot of our friends, and we went out before the show, like before they let us in, so we got to say hi to a bunch of people. We did some interviews, which we'll have to cut up
I
and
still have, I have
put
those
together
videos.
as well.
I wish we could have done more. I wish we
I
could
know.
have met new people.
I think some people just really did not want to be on video, which I get it. If you've
Some
been
people know.
camping,
Yeah,
you
no.
don't want to be on video, and I get it.
But people's outfits looked sick as hell. I was like, I
did.
want to capture this. Like, you guys look stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really, really, like, everybody showed up for that show,
They
which
really
was
did.
nice. Like, Charleston, there was like a lot of people in their fits, especially the pit, like people went out. But I had my friend here who went to the show with me, and maybe she can nod at me or not, but I feel like maybe people were just more chill and relaxed at this show than like in it for the Met Gala of it all.
The glitz and glam, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was a smaller venue too. Like Pittsburgh was huge. Charleston was a bit smaller,
So
which was nice. But yeah, it was definitely smaller than St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I think. I'm trying to use my spatial reasoning, but That one was a cool venue.
Yeah.
The people there were less, not friendly, but I feel like everyone was just scared to like talk to each other at that show. But one of our podcast listeners came up to me at the end of the show. She found me and gave me like a handful of bracelets,
Aw.
which was so sweet. And she had a mini little Funko Pop of Danny. She was like, "Will you take
Stop.
a picture with little Danny?" And I was like, yeah, I
Yes.
will. So that was so cute. She was the one that made the TikTok saying that the Taylor Swift song, what is
Yeah.
that?
Oh, Love
Go
Story?
to secret gardens in my mind. Is that
Oh,
Taylor
one of the
Swift?
new torture post part ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh my god, it's you!"
Oh, the pot. Yeah. Okay, now I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
You were struggling to get me to make that TikTok that we made, the love story one.
Oh,
This is
that
Greta
was so
Van Fleet.
I was like, so there's this trend on TikTok where it's like, I hope she plays Love Story, or I hope she plays something, you know, a Taylor Swift song or whatever, and it pans to the other person. They're like, this is Slipknot. This is Greta
This is
Van
Limp
Fleet.
Bizkit.
This, yeah. And then it's like, you know, the clip
You
of the
show the
actual
concert,
band. Yeah. So I was like, all right, Lindsay, you ready to film the TikTok? We had talked about it like maybe 15 minutes before. And you were just like, yeah. And then I'm recording you and you're like looking around and I'm like, are you going to say it? And you were like, what am I saying?
I was a little too joshed in the airport at that point.
Yeah. Little too much Josh at the Grammys. Which I did not know. So which made it even funnier. I'm like, why isn't she being receptive? Like, what's going on?
Why is she just it's so funny. I think that was a mutual miscommunication on both of our parts.
Yeah.
No, but it was a wonderful time, especially when the boys are walking back from stage and I'm just like, this is a great time. I'm having such a good time. Oh my god, there's a rose in my face.
Oh my god. Hold on, I have video. Somebody sent this into us, so there we are. Can we talk about that music too?
Oh, it's terrifying. It's the most anxiety feeling. In that video, you can see me patting you on the back because I'm like, it's okay, it's okay.
I know.
It's so
I'm
anxious.
Like, Jake. I'm done with Jacob.
Yeah, we're full Danny Land now.
Jacob, I'm done with you.
Friendship with Jake ended. Now my best friend is Danny.
Yep. Here's Danny looking at us. Here he is. Turn.
Oh my god.
Looking right at us.
With a bracelet that he made. He's so nice.
Oh yeah. So that's a fun story too.
Oh
Lindsay and I are back at our residence that we're staying the night at. And she's like, I want you to have this. And I was like, me? Really? She was like, yeah. And we're looking at it. We're like, look at this. It looks like because not a Gresty made this. Like there's a lot of space. It's very simple.
It looks like a boy made it.
Yeah.
But it also, like, I think he probably did that on purpose so that the weight wasn't too much so that the flower could hold it. Like, I think that it was intentional. But it also looks like, okay, babes, we ran out of beads or something. I don't know, but.
Yeah. So this is like hanging off of like the leaves at the top of the rose.
Look him in the eye, mind you. He's handing it to me and it was in front of my face. All I see is the rose. I didn't even look at him. He saw me. He looked at me up and down to make sure I got it. I didn't even look at him. I was just like,
and then you went, and I was like, oh. Yeah. So I was like, I wonder if he did make it. I'm gonna put it out in the universe. Who knows what he'll do? So he had this one rose when he had come down by us. I don't know if he had one back by B stage or if he had more, but he had one heading at least midway up. This bracelet's hanging on it. So I posted a picture with the bracelet and Lindsay holding the rose on our story. And I was like, this was hanging off of the rose. At Daniel Wagner, if this is yours, like the story. And we go to sleep. I crash on the couch. I'm like so exhausted that I couldn't even make it back to the bed. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I go on Instagram. No, I came down to you after. I fell asleep on the
Oh.
couch
See, because I was in a
and then
dreamscape.
woke up.
I was straight up in a dreamscape,
Yeah,
and you told me
you
that,
were-
and I
you were
didn't really
out.
think it was real. Like you told that to me, and I was like, I dreamed it. I dreamed that I own a bracelet.
I know you went. Danny. Like, yeah. But yeah, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I saw he liked the story, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
on my wrist at this point. I'm like, oh, what? And I come downstairs and I like gently nudge Lindsay. And I'm like, Danny liked the story.
Like the story.
It was a
I
great evening.
Daniel Wagner. I'm not even chill
Danny.
anymore. Danny.
Danny.
Who's your lane? Well, I'm Jake Lane. I'm just Danny. It's the Epcot
Danny.
meme.
I'm Jake,
Epcot.
but cheat Danny. And I think I've liked Danny. I mean, we've talked about it. I have always liked Danny. I just
Oh yeah.
have been perpetually trapped in Jake Lane. I am a guitarist girl.
Yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind. Boyfriend's a
And
guitarist.
you're a girl guitarist.
Well, I'm
Period.
trying to be. It's not
You are.
going very well.
You are. You can play 3 Greta Van Fleet songs.
I could play one. Oh, no, wait. I could play Age of Machine, kind of, and You're the One. That's it.
Yep. There you go.
So, 2. But
That's all you need.
I could play the intro to Age of Machine, not the whole song, but so
Yeah.
1.5. But whatever.
You're getting there.
But I don't know. I've always liked Danny. I just don't think I felt like it was a lane unless you were like, you know? So, but I don't know. I think he feels like a warm hug, you know?
Danny.
Danny.
I haven't stopped. I need to be chill. Honestly, I need to be chill about it, but I haven't stopped being hard eyes.
Oh,
it's
so
great.
this won't help, will it?
Stop it. Ah. We said we were gonna like do a little dress up moment, and I'm just too tired right now to do that. But like Danny in red, that fit is so fine.
It's giving. Okay, this is what we need to talk about, right? I don't think I have a good picture with all of their new outfits except for this. But
Jake hiding.
And then that other one where he's like,
yeah,
goofball. I do still love him dearly, but he ignored me 3 times.
Well, I think when you look at the playback footage, right? When we go do the little talk back and we look at the footage, I think he was holding the people's hand on the other aisle, and just at that moment, it went right past you. Yeah,
I should have just screamed at him. You know that video of the girls with Timothy Chalamet? And they're like,
and he's just like so chill. He's like,
yep. So
yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
let's talk about what is different. I mean, it's changed since you were in St. Louis, so
even that much. Okay, wait, but first, before we talk about like sets and stuff, we need to recognize there are people. It was brought to my attention yesterday talking to non-Gresty Gresties. People are shit talking Jake's voice. That's not okay. Okay, because we need to talk about the fact that, first of all, I knew this was going to happen because from day one I was like, oh my god, he sounds so fucking good, but he's not supporting the way that he needs to, and he's new to this. He's new to being a vocalist. So his voice sounds really, really tired and ragged. And everybody's like, oh, he's so tired. He's so tired. Yeah, bitch, think about it. He's doing 2 sets a night singing. He's a new vocalist. It's exhausting. People don't get it. They don't understand. It's an instrument. Okay. They don't get it. But yeah, we need to talk about that and defend our mans because what the fuck? Shut up, everybody.
I mean, also like blues has a little bit of a rasp in it. Do you just like?
It does. Mhm.
Also,
It's
it's
so
just good
good.
music. Like,
Just good
so
music.
here's a movie thing, right? They say that the actual quality of the footage can be horrible, but as long as the sound is good in it, it like takes the movie to the next level. If the movie looks really good but the sound is horrible, no one will
Mm.
watch it.
Oh yeah, no.
I feel like we have really, really good composition. The
Mhm.
singing needs a little bit more, maybe, or just
He
more
just
like
needs practice.
endurance. Like he needs
He
endurance practice, maybe.
he needs more vocal training in order to do it healthily because he's got a belt right now, but you can't support that and sustain it the way that you need to unless you're trained. So
Right.
he just needs more training. He just needs more practice, guys. Guys,
Give him a
he just needs
break.
to practice. Give him a
They've been
let
go,
him take
go,
a breath.
go, go, go. Okay.
They really have. And everybody's like, ooh, the twins are fighting. The twins are fighting. Girl, they don't probably have time to fight.
And
Like, I don't know,
how
man.
how can you infer that at all? You do not.
Listen, we need
Okay.
to. Are we going to talk about it? Because this parasocial hat, right? We need to help people take it off more sometimes, I think.
Yeah, guys, looking at one video and assuming someone's whole relationship that if a person you don't know, like,
Mhm.
sure, we can think all we want that we know them based off of the videos that we have of them and their performance, but we have to also remember most of the time with musical artists, it's a character or an enhancement
Yes.
or a different part of themselves on
Yes.
stage. Josh might not
Mhm.
be 100% diva all the time when he's home. Like that, it could be, but it's
Could be.
definitely amplified when he's on stage. Jake doing a
Mhm.
British accent with Mirador, that's a character. Like,
It is a character, yeah.
so we can't infer things about these people based off of what
What they
they're
show you
doing.
on stage.
Yeah.
Because it's their job to play those characters. Like they are themselves. They are incredibly talented musicians and they get to be really vulnerable in that way and share their music with us, but it yeah, I've noticed a slight uptick and in myself included of the kind of disconnect from reality when it comes to those interactions from stage. Like
Yeah.
it's so meaningful and they do it because it's meaningful and they love us, right? But they can't really love us. We can't really love them. We don't know them. At the end of the day, you do not know these four white men from Michigan.
And as sad as that is, and that is something I'll be honest, I have been going through. Lindsay and I have had a lot of conversations about, and it's very hard, especially for people when it's their like first big fandom, being a part of it, like
Mhm.
kind of having a mini little ego death about that, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
I think that was very hard for me because I was basing a lot of my worth and my talent and but whether or not I was getting noticed by them
Yeah.
instead of thinking about everything else that comes with it that isn't them. Like
Mhm.
being at a show, seeing everybody like I I got to bring this up. I got stopped in a Target in Charleston.
Really?
Yeah. One of
Wow.
our listeners came up to me in the Target. We were in like
We're getting
downtown Charleston.
famous.
And my friend over here, she was there for it. One of the girls she bought, I forget her name. I've met too many people in these past few weeks, but she came up to me and she was like, "I know you from TikTok." And I was like, I didn't know what to do in that moment. That was the first time that had happened to me. And I was like, "You know me?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're on TikTok, right?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm on TikTok." Like, I don't know why my brain didn't just be like, "Yeah, hi, how are you?" But like, I
Well,
was like,
because it's
"Me?"
not you're a normal human, that's why. We had
I'm
several
just
people be like, "You're real." And I'm like, "Of course I'm real. What?" Not in a
like,
bad way.
we
I
have
wasn't like
400 Instagram followers. Why are people scared to meet us, guys?
and I think that's its own little insular version, right? Of like how people feel about the boys. It's like you kind of forget the humanity of it all. You kind of forget that like at the end of the day, when the screens turn off, when you go home, people like have real lives and they are real human beings with their own like incredibly unique lives and experiences. It's not a bad
Yeah.
thing, but we all forget when you look at people on TikTok, you're like, oh yeah, you're just in my phone,
Yep.
you know? You don't think
Yeah.
about them in their own context.
Yeah. And I mean, sure, I'm scared to go up to people and be like,
Mhm.
I know you from TikTok. I follow you. Like, it does
Yeah.
feel a little like intimidating sometimes, but once you talk for like 5 seconds, you're like, oh
Mhm.
my God, this is like amazing. I can't believe I'm talking
Yeah.
to this person. Like, that was the best part of the shows for me. And I think
Mhm.
what helped me a lot and what I keep trying to remind myself is like, it's not really about Greta Van Fleet to me. It's about
Yeah.
it's about
Especially
the music that they make and the friends we've made along the way.
the community, whether for the better or worse, is
Yeah.
kind of the reason why I got obsessed, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the big thing of like, oh, this awesome group that this music I'm obsessed with has a following like that already. Okay, bet. I'm ready to lock in. I'm
Yeah.
ready to be obsessed. I'm ready to be part of it because I have been being a fangirl for many, many years. Um and I have dealt with like, that experience before, but I haven't done it in a while. And I haven't like let myself be free enough to
Yeah.
love something enough in community in a while, in a hot second. So that's what I have to remind myself of like,
Well, you also have a developed prefrontal cortex, so
girl,
that
yeah,
gives you a really good
truly.
upper
Well, and
hand.
okay, I will say this. I do remember because I won't name the band because I'll be judged, but I remember when I was in high school.
I know the band.
When I was in high school, I had a fan page, right? And I'm a elder Gen Z, so Instagram wasn't as big, but I had a very big fan page for a band that I was very obsessed with. And I went to a show in my hometown, and somebody recognized me, and I remember that moment being like, this is weird. This is really weird. But from that moment, I mean, it was fun. Obviously, I was like, "Ugh," and I've never forgotten it. Obviously,
Yep.
but from that moment on, it's kind of just been like, okay, how are we going to deal with this? Like, it is so, the internet is so good and so awful. And
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy the shit like we allow to happen. Like the way that we don't treat each other like human unless we see each other physically. And even then, I don't know. I don't know if we want to get into this, but
Yeah, we're saving a lot of this
yeah,
conversation for a really cool episode in the future.
a very important
Probably maybe
episode.
the next one or two.
Yeah.
Next one or the one after that. I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
But
Mostly because we do love this thing so much, right? And it's like when you see people that you love that love the same things as you doing things that you don't agree with or that you wish could be better and you feel like could be better, you want to stick up for that. You want to stand up for that, right? Like you want
yeah.
to do what you can to help this thing you love be healthy and well and good. So,
Yeah. All right, can we move on to a more fun note?
yeah. Let's
Okay,
do it.
I have a video here that I want to discuss this cuz I did a TikTok about it a few weeks ago. I don't know. But let's see if this music. Okay, this is the music that they play right before the Starcatcher intro music. Like, what is that?
That okay,
Okay.
so the throat singing? Yeah.
It's giving that one interview where they were
Which
like, "Oh, maybe we'll try throat singing next." Do you not remember
they
that?
weren't kidding, bro. They literally weren't kidding.
And they were
Like,
doing it. I wonder if this is if it's them.
Josh doesn't have that in his range.
No,
That's
no.
not. Maybe
Oh.
Sam, but Danny's a tenor. Oh my god. Wait, we need to talk about that too because Jake's voice
Danny's
was like because Jake's voice you could tell was like he was really hurting or struggling and he was really tired vocally. So that means that Danny's mic got turned. I
I
love
was
him
like,
so much.
who was that voice singing at the end of Farewell for Now? I was
It's
like,
Danny.
that's not Jake. That's Danny with the mic at the back.
I love him so much. I love him so much. Also, the fact that he's literally turning his head to sing, like has to bend his aperture. Hello? Somebody get him a front mic.
Yeah, Danny, how are you bending your aperture?
I just really want to get in there and like, I want to talk to both of them about like vocal technique. I want to talk with Josh about vocal technique. I just want to talk with everybody about their voices because they
Greta Van
all
Fleet.
sing.
Specifically Daniel Wagner, because we know you listen.
No, no.
That's our inside Delulu joke that Danny knew who we were when he gave us the rose, or at least recognized us. Knew enough that he had seen us before and had made fun of him.
We really had. Danny, I'm so sorry, Danny. I'm so sorry. I take it back. I love my scalp.
Well, I mean, there was that interview with Matthew where he's like, I'm gonna call Danny after, and I was like, don't.
No.
Maybe don't.
Well, because I have to dance the line, right? Like my own parasocial line has to be danced between. I'm like, that did look like a double take, but then also like, what the fuck, bro? No. I can't think that way. I can't do that. It's it is surpassed by the idea in my head that I have that I feel like Danny just gives the roses to people in white because he's a hopeless romantic.
That might be a little more Delulu than.
No, okay, look, it's not because it's scientifically backed. If you look at most of the people that have had Danny roses, they are wearing white. I feel like whether he knows that that's a thing or not, I feel like it's just like an eye pop thing, right? Like if you're looking for somebody to give a rose to, it's like white, you know. And it was my wedding day, so
He did go. So I saw it because you were not looking at him. I was looking at him and he turned and looked at us as he was walking away. Do I need to pull up the video proof again?
I won't be unwell. I will be unwell.
Okay. We gotta stay on topic.
Okay.
We're running out of time, Mom. This weird new music.
Yeah.
What? So we have that music at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. And then that's very similar to
Unsettling.
what they're doing at B stage, right?
Yeah.
And then we have this. Hold on. Okay, so we shouldn't get in trouble for playing that because it's not even released yet. But
there's nothing to copyright.
No.
Yeah.
But that's during what? Fate of the Faithful that they do that?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah. Because we didn't get it in Charleston because they ran behind and they had to cut Fate of the Faithful from the set list. But it's
I love Fate of the Faithful.
I love it. But
they didn't play that in St. Louis, did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay.
But not the new thing. That was like at Jazz Fest, did they start that?
Something like that.
Somewhere around then. But yeah, this was new. This was interesting to hear it live because we've seen it in videos before. But the red lights, the lyrics, like what is happening?
They're really pushing.
Oh my god.
What?
Are they gonna pull a "It Was All a Dream" on us?
No, I swear to God, I'll be so fucking pissed, bro. Don't even speak that into existence. I'll be so mad. Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Okay, they did it in the unreleased Safari song video, right? Where everything that happened was
speak of, and they didn't like it, and I don't. Yeah.
But they did pull a "It Was All a Dream," where Josh wakes up at the end.
Sure.
So, what if this whole journey was just like all a dream, and now we're gonna enter the waking up stage?
Or
losing the battle was all a dream. The afterlife was a dream. And now we're back in the battle. I think we're going back to the battle. I really hope we are.
I hope. I would love to return to the same story.
I'm trying to think if there's a movie where they like Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter thinks he dies and he ends up in the afterlife, and then he has the ability to go back and finish out the battle.
I think if it's gonna be no, because if it's gonna be something like that, I don't think it'll be none of this mattered. It'll be you have the choice to come back from oblivion, you know?
Well, doesn't Josh like Harry Potter?
I'm sure he does. He's a millennial.
And and also his symbol is very Deathly
It's very Deathly
Hallows,
Hallows, yeah.
which is it's all alchemy. Anyways, Harry Potter is all alchemy based, pretty much. All the wizarding stuff. So,
I mean, you don't grow up watching pirates without watching Harry, you know? Like, just
oh
saying.
yes. Speaking of pirates, I see you, Jake Kiska. I see you. I've been reading this. It got destroyed. It's Under the Black Flag, by the way, is the book, guys. It got destroyed in St. Louis. Like pages. I'm using pages to bookmark my other pages because it's that broken. But I was reading in here and I posted it on Instagram, and they were talking about the red and black flags, like, and all the symbols and stuff that they used to put on them. I'm not going to find the page now. But red and black were very common colors in pirate flags, and black was usually like, oh, death is coming to you. And red was like fear. They were trying to make you scared. But you know what else was very common symbol on pirate flags? I don't have my poster up anymore, but it's an hourglass, which means time is running out for you.
Yep. I feel like if we are to believe that there is maybe something double going on, they were so like, I'm kind of irritated that they've like backed off from that imagery lately, because they were so adamant. Like they were just posting about it constantly, like mirrored moments, this and that, black and white. And now it's been like a little less of the focus on that, even though the color scheme is still there. But
yeah.
I just wish they just keep edging us. I swear to God.
Well, I think there's something piratey going on for sure. And it's not just because of Mirador, but they brought back Caravel and played it the entirety of the tour, which is what a pirate ship is called.
Whether that was because it's a good like tribute to Mirador, or because it's important to the story. I think both. Honestly, I like the idea that Mirador is maybe a different story, like a spin-off story within the same universe. I think that's pretty cool. Or it's like those characters are in Phasonocosm somehow. But yeah,
Oliver Reed's journey.
Oliver Reed didn't die. He actually
no. This is who he was reborn as.
Exactly. I just need to say, I am so in love with the Mirador music. I was singing it this morning, like to soothe myself, and I don't even know the music that well. Like, I need it so bad.
I have recordings downloaded. I've been like, it feels like
I think I'm I literally had the Roving Blade like on repeat in my brain, but I think I am scared to get obsessed and in love with a live version that doesn't sound like the recorded version. So I'm kind of scared to go back and listen a lot, because then I'll be like in love with this live version that's just like not similar enough to the recorded version.
I get that. Somebody I'm so bad with names. Somebody on Instagram posted, and then somebody sent it to me, a mashup of Must I Go Bound and like Will and Elizabeth's like love song at the end of Pirates, because I could never love another. It sounds like da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like my pitch are so bad, but they sound like the
Oh my god. Ah! You don't understand. They were my bisexual awakening. Like,
Oh, me too. Me at 6 years old, I was like,
I know who I am.
I know who I am. But yeah, I don't. Everything is screaming. Maybe I'm in my pirate era, and that's my problem. But you're
That's
telling
not a
me, you're telling me,
problem.
them wearing the red and the black,
Yeah.
and Jake with the sword through his chest,
Yep.
and even like the beginning of the tour, you can't tell me that's not piratey with like the
No, it was
frillies and
so
everything.
piratey. So piratey.
And
Yeah.
can we talk about that too? We went from all white, silver colors,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're at the end of this tour, and we are in
Yep.
red and black.
Yep.
Could also tie into the barbarians, painted up in the red.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So there's just so many things that this could be, and it's very clear that they're trying to put an end to this era, but where it will go, I don't know. It feels very much like going back to the battle. The music that they're playing is very reminiscent, like that weird, scary music that they're playing is very reminiscent of the end of the Red Rocks
Exactly.
encore.
I was
It
thinking exactly that.
just something about it is like screaming that we're going back. Like
Or
Frozen Light,
that,
this is the way back home.
yeah. Yeah.
Or not Frozen Light,
Or,
the monologues from Starcatcher, this is the way back home.
yep. Well, and they said that too, like we're going back to our roots, like that's kind of the theme. That's kind of been the theme all along, but now it's evident that like we may not be traversing so much further out of the themes we've been working with than we thought originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so invested. Because not to say that Starcatcher isn't my favorite. I mean, obviously Battle Guards Gate is all bangers.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to see like where they continue to take the story because we have kind of been doing this for a while. That's not to say that I think that they need to put something out like right now. But
No.
I love the way that they are building the story while using the same music. You know what I mean? Like through the
Yeah.
colors, through adding the parts of the intro song, through like even the outro song. Like what's
Yeah.
that band's name? Yeah, but I love that they are continuing to add more to that, like just piece by piece.
Yeah. I agree that I think this era is starting to, I don't want to say bore. It's not boring me, but at Pittsburgh, I was like, okay, I've seen enough for a while. Like, I feel like I got my fill of Starcatcher, even though I have 2 more shows. But like, I feel like with all of the like stress of being on the floor in the pit, it like took away from it a little bit. And there was one point, maybe like the last couple of songs at Pittsburgh, where I just was like, I can't even like jump up right now. I am exhausted. Like I'm tired. I've heard these songs before. I'm okay to sit down for a minute. And it felt really shitty in the moment, but I had to recognize like I do have privilege for being able to go to these shows. I can do whatever I need to do with these shows. No one should judge me if I sit down for a song. Like
No,
there's
yeah.
just so much pressure I feel like around the shows lately. And
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna enjoy going to London and having a completely
Oh,
different
yeah.
vibe and a
Oh, yeah.
new crowd of faces to see and like
Mhm.
people that I would never usually meet before. Like I think that's gonna be a
When
good
European
refresh.
shows, like, it just seems to be a more relaxed crowd anyway. Not that I don't love the hype vibe. I love screaming. I love being an obnoxious American, but I do think it would be a lot more just a different feeling. It's a
Yeah.
you touched on that, and I know we want to kind of save a lot of conversation for a later date, but I think that is only ever going to happen when you do see the same show a million times. You know what I mean? Like to the boys' credit, no show is ever alike. I mean, from St. Louis to Pittsburgh, immensely different show.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was incredible. Danny's solo in St. Louis, he knocked it out of the park. Whereas I felt like Josh was really on fire at Pittsburgh.
Well, because
Um,
Josh was like a bit, I kept saying to you, he was a bit off, and I think there was just a lot
Yeah.
going on.
in St.
So,
Louis, yeah.
yeah. So, and it's the first night, I'm sure jitters, but he seemed like way more comfortable being
Oh yeah. Oh,
silly, taking
he was
like
definitely
4
more
fireball
comfortable.
shots. 4?
Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah. And
Um,
Sammy doing like 1 or 2 too. And then like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person on his best behavior in Pittsburgh was Danny. So but
Danny, you
yeah,
get top of the pyramid this month.
Danny gets a gold star. No, but
Gold star.
I think that that's something that maybe is getting a little bit lost in the sauce of Gresty culture right now is the fact that are you really going to have the most incredible experience every single time? No, but on top of that, you have to recognize like it's the same show. And a lot of people, I think it's the Taylor Eras tour of it all. A lot of people expect something
Old
from
stuff.
these musicians. They expect old stuff, but they expect like I deserve something new every time. Like I've been to this show so many times and you do get bored of the same thing over and over and over again. So
Yeah.
people are like, well, you should be, serving up something new. And that's just not the nature of touring.
No, but also if they were changing it up every show, it would be, why didn't you play that song at my
Exactly.
show? Why
Exactly.
didn't I get, Runway Blues for my show? Like
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
the second they change a song on the set list, everyone's like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, am I sad I've never heard Frozen Light live before? Yeah, they took it off the set list before I was able to hear it. Of course I'm bummed. Am I sad that I'm probably never going to hear Stardust chords? Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. But
Dude,
at least this
Royal Albert Hall,
felt-
though. Royal Albert Hall, though, I feel like there's a good chance. I don't know. I'm knocking on wood for you.
Well, because I've been thinking about, just letting you know, we are running short on time, so we will need to wrap it up soon. But the whole vibe with Royal Albert, it seems to me, and what I've been told and what my friends have researched, is that it is a place where a lot of artists will bring old songs to the table, where they will bring other instruments and other people in there.
Yeah.
And it's called a special evening. I'm going
to sob for you.
If it is the same shows that I've already seen 3 times this year, am I going to be mad? No, but I feel like that's not, I feel like they will have a missed opportunity of being able to do some really cool different things there,
Yeah.
And if they don't record it.
If they play Stardust chords and it's not recorded, I will cry. I will cry.
I will too. I missed my one chance. I missed my one freaking chance.
That wasn't your one chance. You're gonna have many chances in the future. That's the thing is everybody that always goes into like detrimental mode of like they're gonna break up, they hate each other, blah blah blah, this, blah 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 that. They are not gonna do shit. They're not gonna do any of that. Like they're making way too much money, first of all. Second of all, they love it too bad. Like they are too good at it. This is their calling, clearly. So
yeah, and if anything, I think there's a lot of artists that are proving they can go on hiatus and come back even better.
Yes, and they need to. Like we need to do that to keep our musicians healthy.
Yeah.
I was really glad when I saw that they were sponsoring, or not sponsoring, but the raffle that they're doing for Raw is sponsoring the Music Cares, something like that.
Yeah, I think
was
that's
really
part of
glad.
Grammy U as well. So I think
Yeah.
they're all like kind of tied together.
I was glad that they were giving money to a cause like that because that's very much, we just don't talk about that enough. But
yeah. Anyways, last few things I guess to wrap it up is we got Europe next. That's gonna start next month. We're not gonna see any content for a month. So good. Get your break, boys. I'm hoping. Did you see Chris's post today? I don't have it.
No, what'd he say?
Saved. He said,
I love him. I love them.
We are Cake Lane as well.
We are so cake lane.
Oh, weird that it shows up as soon as I say it. First thing when I see.
Apple's
It says,
listening.
a kinship I have deeply treasured has taken flight. To those who have raised their voices with us, thank you for being the first. The ride has just begun, and now ... And now you're gonna drop the music?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna put out the music?
And now you're gonna give me to me, please, Rachel, because I swear to God.
Oh, give it to me, please.
Give me to me, please. I swear to God, I need it so bad. I will literally, it's gonna surpass Greta. I know it is.
Well, you know what?
Unfortunately.
Is it good music? Yeah, 100%.
It's so good.
Would it be things that I would normally go out and find on my own? No. But that's what I like about it, is that I was introduced to music that I really like that has people I'm already familiar with. So like
Mhm.
my neurodivergent brain is like, oh, there's a link, and it's not
Same.
really new, but it's like still kind of new, but it's the people that you like. Like,
Yes.
so that's what's so nice to me about it. And I think the only reason it's going to surpass Greta is because I have been listening to Greta constantly for the past 3 years. And to have something new but different,
Yeah.
is going to really feed the beast, you know?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But
I can't think of any other stuff though. We're super happy to see people. If you're listening and we saw you in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry if I didn't say your name or know who you were. I'm really, really bad with names. Zoe knows this.
yeah.
But
I was like, this person. And she's like,
I'm
what's
like,
their username? And I'm like, oh,
I
this.
don't
And
know.
oh, okay. I feel like that's how
Vaguely.
we identify people. And it's so,
You gotta.
when somebody came up to me, they said their name, and I was like, and then they were like, oh, this. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you are now. Like, that's.
Oh, the internet.
Jake Kiska's left toe. And I'm like, oh, Jake Kiska's left toe. And so nice to meet you.
Not the right. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I follow the right and the left. So,
All
okay,
the
good.
right.
Left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Grusties. What a unique little bunch we are.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we love you. Thank you for trading bracelets with us. Thank you for saying hi to us. I'm still wearing a lot of the bracelets that I got traded with. Somebody who bought one of my dolls made me one that had like personalized with my name. I was like,
so sweet.
I was crying. I love you all, and I think it was so nice to see so many of you. And if you're going to Connecticut in August, I'm a real person, and you can approach me, and I might seem scary, but sometimes when I'm in a big crowd, I just I go blank, and I promise I'm not angry or mad or scared or anything. I just like default. So don't be afraid to come up to me. I usually have bracelets. I will take pictures and hugs and whatever you guys want to do. I just am happy to meet you all. Just please don't be scared of me.
And I won't be there, but I have a lot of bracelets. In fact, my best bracelets I forgot to get out. So maybe I can send you some, and then you can give some to people in my honor.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we finally got to sit down and record.
I know. It's been a while since I've heard the intro music, so that was nice.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to be back in the saddle.
Yeah, it's good. It feels right.
Feels correct.
And Daniel Wagner, if you're watching.
No.
Daniel Wagner, if you're watching, what's the best Lord of the Rings movie? What's your favorite? Actually, we'll end the podcast with a question. What's everyone's favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Okay, I know this is like probably controversial, but I actually really do like The Hobbit.
The Hobbit?
I do. I really do.
Okay. I like them, but the original 3.
I know. They're better. They're definitely better, but
I'm not crazy about the second movie though.
Yeah, okay. I think a more important question, you can ask Jake that. A more important question to ask Danny is, Danny, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? Duh.
Oh, well, I think we kind of might know the answer to that
What?
based on his costume choice.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. I forgot about Anakin. I gotta
Danikin.
go.
Danikin Wagwalker.
Bye. Bye. I'm gonna go. You fucking dork.
In case anybody was wondering, my favorite Star Wars movie is the fifth one. Why can't I think of the name? That's so bad. Emperor Strikes Back.
Empire
Yeah,
Strikes Back. Yeah.
I like that one.
I really like Revenge of the Sith.
Well, yeah, but the CGI kills me. So
What were you just saying, bitch? You were just saying if the sound is good, and that's a John fucking Williams soundtrack, okay? So
oh, the soundtrack is
that's
amazing.
beautiful.
But I also know if they had like waited just a little bit longer, ILM would have had the technology to make that movie so much better because the CGI was just like
You can't really you can't trust Star Wars to always be that much better, even if it should. So
well, I just don't
I
get.
lo- I
Okay,
love
now
Star
we're
Wars,
on a
like-
whole different topic. Last
yeah,
statement.
it's its own
Why
podcast.
why doesn't Star Wars just use more practicals instead of CGI? That's my final comment. And I'm
Well, because The Mandalorian was so fucking good. This is literally I promise you I could have my own podcast on this. I promise you I
okay.
could.
The Mandalorian was good because they used practicals when they could
practical-
use
mhm.
practicals and only use CGI when CGI was needed, which is how Disney movies have done it in the past.
Mhm.
And Pirates, same thing.
Mhm.
But so many movies during that early 2000s period when they were like, oh, we have CGI and we can make it look cool. And it just didn't. And it aged very poorly. And they just forgot that they could also use practicals to make.
I think it was just they were a product of their time, you know? And that's how I have to consume them and be like, "Oh, this is bad. I love it."
Oh, I love it. I just like know that if they had waited like 2
Sure.
years.
Well, that's the movie. That's the filmmaker in you, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, name your favorite Star Wars movie and name your favorite Lord of the Rings movie in
Danny,
the
what's your favorite
comments
Star Wars
below.
movie?
Daniel, tell us your favorite Star Wars movie.
We gotta stop talking. Like the Parasocial hat needs to come off.
Well, we'll tag him in a reel. He seems
No!
to like that.
No. I need to hide.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go into your cave.
Okay.
We love you guys. And
Love you.
we'll talk to you real soon.
Bye, Christies.
Bye.